The Nokia G400 5G finally has arrived to Metro by T-Mobile, and this is Variety Stick. I'm gonna review and unbox this phone. So I'm gonna tell you also how to get this phone for free. Before, make sure to subscribe to Variety Stick if you haven't. You can give me a thumbs up if you like, and that helps a ton. Without any further ado, let's find out. Now the retail price of the phone, $229. You pay the full price if you're not qualified for upgrade through Metro by T-Mobile, and if you're qualified for upgrade you will be paying $179. If you start a new number with Metro as a new customer, this phone will be $49, which is still a great deal. You have to buy the phone with the plan if you want to get this price with a new number. But the best deal when you switch your number from a different provider, this is the port in, and that would be free for the phone. You just have to pay for the first month bill and bring your number from different provider that has nothing to do with any T-Mobile brands. Now the G400 is not considered a high-end device, but this phone has promising specification. Starting with the display, the most interesting thing in this device, we have IPS 6.5-inch 20:9 ratio, and this phone has full high definition with 120 refresh rate, which is a great thing, amount of PPI 401. Now for the software, we have Android 12 operating system, and the hardware we have Snapdragon 480 plus 5G. I'm looking forward to test this processor further in this video. The phone has 4 GB of RAM with 64 GB internal storage. Moving to the camera, we will have triple camera on the back. So we have the main camera 48 megapixel and 5 ultra wide and 2 megapixel depth, and we have on the front 16 megapixel. The battery also seems to me very promising because the phone has 5000 milliamp with a 20 watt fast charging, which is enable you to charge the phone from 0% to 100% within 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is absolutely great. Now let's go ahead and have a quick look on the phone. So the box is beefy, as you guys can see. We have all these main specifications right there for the processor, the camera, and also tells you we have side mounted fingerprint, facial recognition, and some specs about the battery and the chipset I have already explained to you. Let's go ahead and open this beefy box over here. And there we go. So the first thing you will see, which is the phone. And by the way, Nokia has changed the way that camera hub on the back of the phone used to be a circle. I kind of like that circle look better than this look because that doesn't give the phone any identity. But other than that, the phone feels beefy in the hands. Back to the 5000 milliamp power battery, which is Nokia trying to target people want the phone to hold, because according to them you can use the phone on the heavy use for 2 days, which is a great thing. We will back to the phone. We have user guide here. I don't think so anyone will read. And by the way, they have also a SIM ejector tool. It should be somewhere around here, so just make sure don't miss this when you buy the phone. And we will have the 20 watts of charger right there. And let me see what else this phone has. It has the USB cable as expected. So let's go ahead and go back to the phone. Just take it out of the plastic sleeve, and the phone is a glossy plastic and very shiny, and I believe this will be very fingerprint magnet and dust magnet. It does look nice, by the way, but it's not practical, so I highly recommend to get a phone case. We will have the power key with fingerprint dedicated key here, volume up, volume down here. I wish that they have some texture to the volume down keys, which is make the press a lot much easier. They have the SIM tray and the phone tech, the C-type. We have headphone, and we have one speaker, noise cancelling microphone. As always, guys, we're gonna run the phone and play with it and come with more information. Now let me start with the design and build construction. As I said earlier, I'm not a big fan for many reasons. First of all, the phone feels cheap in the hands, not because it's a plastic. I have seen phone and review phones that feels more premium than this phone. The back is a glossy and shiny, and it's very magnet for dust and fingerprint. As you guys can see, the phone has Gorilla Glass 3, which is all technology. The phone's not even splash proof as we used to see from Nokia phone in general. And also I have tested the fingerprint on the phone and it works perfect. If you don't like fingerprint, you can always set up a face unlock, which is a lot easier in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of this position to have the fingerprint located on the same as the power key located on the side. But I understand because this phone doesn't have all its screens, so they cannot add the fingerprint inside the screen itself. And because the phone is not that expensive. Now moving to the display, we have IPS display. I've never been a big fan of IPS display for many reasons. It doesn't show you the true color and the color are not so vivid, but the brightness level and the angle view is great in this device. I don't have any much complaint. The resolution also is high and the amount of PPI is great. Now this display offer up to 120 Hz refresh rate, but that something is not going to be defaulted and you have to go to the settings and then you have to go to display and you have to change the display to be adaptive refresh rate. So you just have to go to screen refresh rate, and if you want to get the best performance you have to choose adaptive refresh rate. For the operating system we have Android 12. I was a little bit upset that they didn't push the Android 13, but I don't have any complaints. The experience is as the stock. The phone doesn't have any additional junk applications taking space for things that you don't need. With the high refresh rate, absolutely the experience using the software is great, but the only thing that I didn't understand that the theme of the phone that came with the phone, it doesn't look so nice and it looks ugly in my opinion, but that's something you can always customize and that's not a big deal in my opinion. Other than that, as performance, the operating system runs flawless and you should have no issues experiencing stock Android. Now speaking of the performance, this phone delivers great performance. Rather you want to play video games or open multiple apps, doing download in the background, moving from page to page, I haven't noticed any lags or a problem, at least for the experience that I had with this device. Everything was smooth. So it seems to me Snapdragon 480 delivered great performance and very optimized with the operating system and this phone to give you the best experience out of this chipset. Now 64 gigabytes is the only thing I'm not big fan of to have a phone, especially like this Nokia phone provide great performance, and the operating system will take 12 gigabytes already with everything came pre-installed on the phone, so it doesn't bring much space for you. But luckily this phone has expansion to add SD card in case if you want to download some files or you want to take more pictures and video. I would say you should be fine with 64 gigabytes. Now speaking of the battery, you won't be disappointed, and it seems to me as what Nokia promised you to have 2 days using this phone, you guys will expect to get up to 13 hours screen on time with the 20-watt fast charging and the adapter included in the box. The phone will charge in 1 hour and 45 minutes, so I have no complaint on the battery at all. Now for the camera, especially the back camera in this phone deliver great performance for the footage I have taken pictures in different situations, low light, during the day, outdoor, indoor. I find out any pictures you take, it will look so good, and this is a good thing to see that in budget phones like this. Zooming will give you up to 2x. You have the option to get ultra wide, macro, all the basic features like the portrait, and everything works great on the back camera. My problem starts when I start using the front facing camera. Was not able to deliver good and sharp pictures, and I didn't like the final results from the front facing camera. The back camera, yes, is great, but the front facing camera I was not too happy about the performance. Now, generally speaking, the Nokia G400 is a good phone and you're not going to be disappointed with this phone in my opinion. I will rate this phone 8 out of 10. That because I didn't like the design and I didn't like the front-facing camera. Other than that, I have no problems or whatsoever in this phone. I highly recommend to switch to Metro and get this phone for free, or even if you want to start a new activation, it's going to be $50 only, or if you're interested to buy as unlock based on the prices compared with other phones with the spec you get, you won't be disappointed as well. Thank you so much everyone for watching. As always guys, make sure to subscribe to Fried Stick, and you can always encourage me and give me thumbs up, and we'll talk to you in the next video.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, gotta